The Bold and the Beautiful, October 22nd, 2025. Deacon's trust crumbles, Sheila's desperation spirals, and Luna's prison plot thickens. Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Marks a turning point on The Bold and the Beautiful. Secrets rise to the surface, trust breaks under pressure, and the past refuses to stay buried. Deacon Sharp finds himself at the epicenter of emotional chaos as he faces a crumbling marriage, suspicions that could destroy his relationship, and interference from every direction. Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa is fighting her own war behind bars, and Remy Price's carefully constructed lies begin to collapse under scrutiny. At the top of the hour, Sheila Carter Sharp is exactly where you'd expect her to be, unhinged and determined. She corners Deacon once again, not with rage, but with desperation. Her voice trembles with longing, her eyes shimmer with tears that are half manipulation, half heartbreak. She wants her husband back. She wants her family back. And she's convinced that if she just says the right words, reminds him of the right memories, she can pull him back into her orbit. But Deacon's not biting. Not this time. He's found something Sheila can't control: clarity. His sessions with Taylor Hayes are helping him see the pattern. How Sheila's love is a cage. How her devotion always comes with destruction. He doesn't want that life anymore. He tells her he needs space. Sheila, of course, sees that space filled by someone else, Taylor. And jealousy is a fire she doesn't know how to contain. She pushes harder. She brings up their moments, their passion, their survival. She pleads. She manipulates. She warns. But Deacon doesn't move. Not toward her. Not yet. He's still not sure if he can trust her again, and deep down, Sheila knows that if she loses her grip on him now, she may never get it back. But while Sheila fights to hold on to her marriage, another fire is building inside the walls of Forrester Creations. Remy Price is lying, and the cracks are starting to show. Deke Sharp, now working with Hope Logan's line at Forrester, has done his best to keep things professional. But when people start asking questions about his relationship with Remy, questions he wasn't prepared for, things get complicated fast. Remy begged Deke not to mention his name at the office. At the time, Deke thought it was just nerves or maybe embarrassment. But as the questions grow louder, who's he dating? Why is he being so cagey? What's he hiding? Deke realizes he's walking into a minefield. People at Forrester remember Elektra. And now, so does Deke. He goes home, and the mask comes off. Deke wants answers. He wants the truth. Who is Elektra Forrester to Remy? What happened between them? Why is it a secret? And why does he feel like he's the last to know? Remy tries to dodge, but Deke is relentless. Finally, the truth comes out. Remy and Elektra Forrester had a history. Not just romantic, but criminal. Backroom deals, blackmail, and a scandal that nearly rocked Forrester's reputation years ago. Elektra disappeared after the fallout, but Remy stayed underground, hiding in plain sight, rebranding, starting fresh. And now here he is back in the orbit of the same empire he once helped nearly destroy through Deke, who never saw it coming. Deke is stunned, angry, betrayed. Everything he thought he knew about Remy is now clouded by lies. Remy insists he's changed, that he's not that person anymore. But Deke doesn't know what to believe. If the man he loves lied about something this big, what else is buried under the surface? Meanwhile, outside the luxury and lies of Beverly Hills, Luna Nozawa is playing a dangerous game of her own behind bars. Luna's incarceration has not been quiet. After being told by a fellow inmate that she'd rot in prison, Luna decided to fight fire with strategy. In her world, pain equals leverage. So when she orchestrates a staged attack one where she tells her cellmate not to hit her stomach, she's not doing it for survival. She's doing it for sympathy. Her bruised body gets attention. Fast. The media gets wind of the incident, and suddenly Bill Spencer and Katie Logan are back in the picture, worried about the well-being of their unborn grandchild. Luna, ever the survivor, knows how to play that concern into protection. Her plan is working. Katie and Bill are ready to move Luna into a secure residence, far from the prison's violence. Somewhere safe. Somewhere she can carry the baby to term. Their choice. The Spencer estate. But Luna has more than safety on her mind. With Will Spencer back in town, Luna sees an opportunity to shift her future entirely. If she can win his heart or at least convince the family that she and Will belong together, she might not just escape prison. She might rewrite her entire destiny. Back in LA, Sheila's patience runs out. She knows Deacon is slipping further away. She blames Taylor. She blames the therapy. And she blames the fact that her love, as consuming as it is, has become the very reason he's pulling away. But that doesn't stop her. If anything, it pushes her further over the edge. Unable to stand by, she follows Deacon again, this time to a Forrester business lunch. And when she sees him laughing with Ridge and Brooke, shaking hands with potential partners, presenting as someone clean, someone reformed, someone untouchable, she snaps. She sabotages the meeting. Not overtly, not violently, just enough. A call to the investor's assistant. A tip about Deck's connection to a woman who once tried to kill several Forresters. A reminder that no one at Forrester ever really escapes their past. The investor cancels. The meeting falls apart. Deacon is left holding the bag, and it doesn't take long for him to figure out who's behind it. When he confronts Sheila, the argument is nuclear. She doesn't deny it. She tells him she did it out of love, out of fear, out of loyalty. She says she was protecting him from becoming someone else's puppet. She says he was never meant to be one of them. He was meant to be hers. Deacon is done. He tells her it's over. For real this time. He calls the police, files a restraining order, shuts the door literally and emotionally. Sheila collapses in the alley behind Il Giardino, screaming his name. But the door doesn't open again. At Forrester, the fallout continues. Ridge wants Deke gone. Brooke is furious. Hope is caught in the middle. And Deke is fighting to keep what little trust he earned intact. But with Remy's lies and Sheila's sabotage, it might already be too late. And then there's Elektra. She's back. Word gets out that Elektra Forrester has returned to LA, her eyes set on Forrester Creations and on Remy. Whatever unfinished business they had is about to surface. And Remy. He knows his past isn't finished with him. As October 22nd closes, alliances are shattered. Secrets are in the open. Sheila is dangerous and unhinged. Remy is exposed. Luna is maneuvering her next move. And Deacon Sharp stands alone between the love that almost saved him and the truth that might destroy him. This is The Bold and the Beautiful, and it's just getting started. The Bold and the Beautiful, October shock wave. Deep fakes, deceit, and a dark past haunting Remy Price. Everything in Los Angeles glitters, but behind the polished veneer of power, fashion, and fame, secrets rot. On The Bold and the Beautiful, the week of October 22nd, 2025, delivers a gut punch to the glossy world of Forrester Creations as a dark, buried truth claws its way to the surface. At the center of it all is Remy Price, a man on the run from more than just his past. He's running from exposure, from accountability, and from a victim who's finally stepping back into the spotlight. It begins with a whisper. A strange, chilling request from Remy to Deke Sharp. Don't mention me in any meetings. Not around Hope. And especially not if Elektra Forrester is in the room. It's a request that immediately sets off alarm bells, not just for Deke, but for others who've worked around fashion houses long enough to recognize when someone is dodging more than awkward conversations. Remy wants to erase himself, to disappear from Forrester's business calendar like he was never there. But silence has a cost, and secrets don't die quietly. Deke tries to honor the request at first, brushing off questions about his personal life, sidestepping speculation from curious colleagues. But the more he's forced to hide his partner, the more he starts questioning why. And then, almost too perfectly timed, the bombshell drops. Elektra Forrester is coming back to Forrester Creations. Not as a guest, not for a visit, but as the new face of the Hope for the Future campaign. The news spreads like wildfire. Elektra's return is billed as a reinvention. She's older, wiser, more enigmatic than ever. She's survived the cancel culture war and now stands poised for a triumphant comeback. But not everyone is ready to roll out the red carpet. Remy's face goes pale when he hears her name. His voice tightens. He starts skipping meetings altogether. That's when Deke starts digging. He doesn't have to go far. A few quiet questions, a search through old Forrester press, and the ugly truth comes into focus. Years ago, during the height of Elektra's modeling career, she was brought down not by scandals she created, but by one manufactured to destroy her. Deepfake videos, doctored audio, leaked footage of conversations that never happened, showing her saying things she never said. Her reputation was eviscerated in days. Brands dropped her. Campaigns cut her loose. No one could tell what was real anymore. And while the media chalked it up to a toxic online smear campaign, few ever discovered who orchestrated it. Until now, Deke finds archived reports, old threads from tech forums, whistleblower statements, a quiet settlement buried under NDAs and payoffs. One name keeps popping up: Remy Price. Anonymous tips point to his IP. A former intern at a fashion tech startup admits Remy showed him how to manipulate influencer content for leverage. One name, one target: Elektra. Remy was never charged. Not formally. Elektra never pressed criminal charges. Perhaps she didn't have the evidence, or perhaps she knew what kind of storm it would unleash. But in the industry, the rumors swirled. And now, with her back in the building, it's no longer a rumor. It's a reckoning. When Deke confronts Remy, the conversation detonates. Deke doesn't yell. He doesn't accuse. He simply lays it all out: the articles, the statements, the timeline. He asks, "Did you do it?" And Remy doesn't deny it. Instead, he breaks. Remy confesses that during a toxic breakup with Elektra, he spiraled. She left him, moved on. He didn't. Instead of walking away, he dug in, obsessed over her social media presence, used every tool he had to manipulate her public image. He convinced himself it wasn't real harm, just digital noise. But then Elektra's contracts dried up, her face disappeared from magazine covers, and she went dark. And by the time he realized the magnitude of what he'd done, it was too late. Remy had destroyed someone's life, and now she's back. The following day, Remy walks into the Forrester conference room just in time to see Elektra unveiled as the new campaign star. Her image lights up the digital walls strong, defiant, iconic. The room erupts in applause. But Elektra's eyes find him. There's no fear in her gaze. Just steel. Just memory. Just the truth. She doesn't scream. She doesn't cause a scene. She walks straight up to him, smiles, and says, "Nice to see you again, Remy." Funny where we both ended up. The tension is suffocating. Deke watches from across the room, unsure what will explode first: the press, the legal department, or the emotional shrapnel still embedded between them all. But Elektra isn't here to crumble. She's here to rise. And Remy, he's not the predator anymore. He's the one being watched. Hope Logan, sensing something's off, pulls Deke aside. She's heard rumblings about Remy, nothing confirmed, nothing actionable. But with the face of her campaign now connected to a man accused of weaponizing digital technology, Hope knows she's walking a fine line. She wants justice for Elektra, but she also wants the truth. And she wants it now. Remy's future hangs by a thread. If Elektra speaks publicly, his name could be destroyed. If Forrester decides he's too much liability, he's gone. But it's not just his job on the line, it's his relationship with Deke. Because love without truth is already dead. When they return home that night, Remy tries to explain again. He says he's changed. He says the man who did those things doesn't exist anymore. But Deke, exhausted and betrayed, just sits in silence. He can't stop seeing Elektra's face when she saw Remy. Calm, controlled, terrifying. That night, Deke sleeps on the couch. Elsewhere, Elektra begins taking meetings with PR, not to bury the past, but to frame it. She knows the media loves a comeback story, and she's ready to tell hers, on her terms. What happened to her wasn't just a scandal, it was abuse. It was manipulation at the highest level. And now, in an era where AI and digital defamation are becoming global issues, she knows her voice can ignite something bigger than revenge. And yet, despite everything, she hasn't filed charges. Not yet. The week ends with a final gut punch. Remy gets a call from Forrester's legal team. His contract is under review. Effective immediately, he's suspended pending investigation. Deke doesn't go with him to the meeting. He just watches Remy leave, then closes the door. Outside, Elektra poses for her first official campaign photo in years. Flash, light, power. Remy built his whole life on image manipulation. But now the only image that matters is Elektra's, and this time she's in control. This is the bold and the beautiful, and the reckoning has only just begun.